beginning of human history, man has built structures with little or no thought about the long-term effects that their construction efforts might have on the natural environment. But in the past 2 decades, many new design and construction approaches have been developed to mitigate environmental impacts and reduce the carbon footprint of buildings. This is sustainable building. Annika Landrenau of HOK is a world-renowned architect known for her low-impact architectural designs and sustainable buildings.
Well, sustainability is really about not consuming resources more rapidly than they can be regenerated. So not using more energy than you can reproduce or generate on site, not using more water than you can replenish on site. So when we talk about true sustainability, we're really talking about a net zero energy or net zero water building.
This push towards net zero building has led the government to enact new programs to encourage sustainable building. In the past decade, the National Green Building Council has developed the Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design, or LEED, accreditation program to encourage building owners to invest in new green building techniques. Donald Gibson works for Clark Construction, one of the largest construction companies in the nation, and is a LEED certified professional.
The LEED program was originally created to really emphasize leadership and to encourage projects to adopt more path-breaking technologies.
The program consists of a point system, under which owners are awarded points based on the number and impact of environmentally friendly aspects of their building design. These office buildings on K Street in Washington, D.C. have earned a platinum rating under the LEED program, which is the highest ranking possible. These buildings include a number of environmentally friendly features, including stormwater retention planters, green roofs, and smaller details such as recycled aluminum siding and bike racks. The design of the planters ensures that stormwater will run off the street and be directed into the planters by the ridges on the road. The slope of the sidewalk directs the water downwards through the other planters. This requires no additional water, reduces and filters storm runoff, and improves the overall appearance of the building. The green roofs are important because they reduce heating and cooling costs, they reduce and filter water runoff, and they reduce carbon dioxide emissions. In the K Street buildings, the roofs are also used for relaxation and entertainment, further adding to the value of the building. These buildings also use recycled aluminum for the siding, and throughout the construction process, the contractors were able to recycle much of the waste. The owners also installed bike racks to encourage building tenants to bike instead of using cars, and chose a location very close to a metro station, another opportunity to receive LEED points. The K Street buildings are just 2 examples of how green building techniques are being implemented, but this is also happening on a much larger scale.
It's happening in several different levels. So for example, in some large urban cities, particularly on the East Coast and the West Coast, you have more of an educated population that's asking for green features or understands what they are. So you see in cities like New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Austin, Texas, Washington, D.C., Boston are all cities that are really looking to push green buildings. And it's partly due to the interest of consumers and building owners, and it's also partly due to regulations. Some of these cities have instituted laws requiring green building features in their buildings, or are considering that when they're giving zoning approvals. So there's a combination of forces that are pushing this to happen in some cities in America. It's not to say it's not happening everywhere, but there's been a particular focus in a city like Washington, D.C., for example, to make the building stock, the buildings more greener, more energy efficient.
However, there are many incentives, other than government regulation, that encourage sustainable building.
Certainly there is that marketing aspect, that it's worth more on the marketplace. Operational savings, so if you, over the lifespan of a building, 30, 40, 50 years, can spend less on energy and water and stormwater management, then certainly that's a huge incentive if it's an owner-occupied building. There's also, in some cases, attraction of tenants. So some of our clients feel like they can attract a better class of tenants and keep their tenants longer if they have a green building. So that's certainly a big draw.
Although green building has made significant progress in recent years, there is still a long way to go. But the U.S. Green Building Council hopes that all buildings built after the year 2030 will be net zero energy users.
I really think by 30 years from now, we're going to be looking at regenerative buildings, so buildings that can generate more power than they use, can generate more clean water than they use, we'll have to do that because there's so many buildings that are in service now that will still be in service in 30 years that are net consumers. And so we'll be looking at buildings that are net producers in 30 years.